I think we're back again. I'm extremely sorry, brother. There's something wrong, probably with the computer or with the internet. Hopefully, it will work fine now, inshallah. So, as we were saying that, if some brothers or sisters are starting this week, again, you can probably got the videos and you already part of the WhatsApp group. But if you still need some help, some assistance for the first three lessons, please send a message to me in the WhatsApp or normal SMS, whatever is good for you. And inshallah, I'll make some time to bring you up to the mark, inshallah ta'ala. So without further delay, inshallah, let's start our review first. So obviously we talked about the three kinds of word, and before that we said that our intention has to be always clear. The three kinds of words that we learn is ism, fail, and harf, and we know the definition of ism, and we are studying the ism now. Ism could be a person, a place, a pronoun, thing, and everything. Okay. Fail, we said, is just an active action, which we're going to talk about later. And harf, as we go through, we'll talk about it. But we already learned about one harf that has not too much of an effect, but it's the harf al. And we know when there is a al, the word doesn't have any heavy and light status, is become irrelevant, and that's why the some of the words in the exercise with al, and the question was, is it light or heavy, but you said it's irrelevant. Okay, because al doesn't make anything light, but it makes it the properties of heavy and light doesn't matter at that time. And al is a harf, and al also is an indication that it's a ism. This word that has an al is definitely an ism, definitely an ism. Okay, and then we start to talk about the four properties of the ism. And among the four properties, we talked about the status and how to find the status. So in status, we talked about one, two charts, and there are four version of these charts. Okay, and we talked about these charts in a very detailed way in the last three lessons. And these charts are always very important. Okay, and I'm telling you, from this lessons to the end of the lessons, inshallah ta'ala, you will need this one. So your understanding about these charts must be very clear. So this chart works like this. You have a singular column, a dual column, and a plural column. Okay. And we always, when you have a word, we always look at the combination first. So we see that those combinations that are in the chart, are they present in the word? So we have four combinations for masculine chart and four combinations for feminine chart. In the four, two for the dual column, two for the plural column. And again, two for the feminine dual column, two for the feminine plural column. And these are, you can see on the screen, ani, aini, una, ina, atunatin. The singular doesn't have any combination. That's why we look for the combination. If there is no combination, then it must be a sound, either a un sound or a u sound if it is light, or an an sound or a sound if it is light, or a in sound or a e sound. So either double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma, or single. Okay. But when I give you a word, you try to find, is there any light or heavy combination? The combination, when it becomes light, the atun or atin, tani or tiny, you just take the noon sound out, or you make if it's like for the plural column for feminine, you just make it one, or one haraka, meaning one fatha, one kasra, well, one dhamma. And we have the light chart that we have done last week. So we have it here. So you can see in English here. So it was Muslimani, we just take the noon out. Muslimun, we take the n out. Muslimuna, we take the na out. Okay. So this is how we made it light. And then we have another slide where we can see the light and heavy together. Light and heavy together. So we can see here on the left hand side, Muslimun become Muslimu. Muslimani is Muslima. Just the alif, the noon, the letter noon is gone. Letter noon is gone. Everything else is still there. Ya is there, alif is there, wa is there. Okay, but only the noon thing is gone. Same with the plural when it comes to the dual. Okay, the noon is gone, so tani is still there. Tani become ta, tiny become tai. Okay, muslimatun become muslimatu, because there's no noon at the end. It's just a sound because of the double dhamma and double kasra and double fatha. So we just make it one. Muslimatu, muslimati, and muslimati. Okay. So these are the essence that we learn. And one thing I mentioned before, if you remember, the masculine plural, or masculine dual can have feminine included. Okay. It had to have feminine. So meaning, if we say Muslimuna, meaning many Muslim, it could have only Muslim males or a mixture of Muslim male and female. But the feminine is always exclusive, meaning Exclusive meaning if feminine means it's only feminine. There's no male is included. So that word has no male inside it. Okay. So if you want to have a word that is only pointing to some feminine persons, then you must have to use the plural one. Okay. So masculine word or masculine plural is inclusive. Feminine is exclusive to itself. Okay. So and this is light and heavy. Also in light and heavy, just part of the review, we said a word became light for four reasons. By default, an Arabic word is heavy. Arabic ism is heavy. Heavy means either they have double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma, or heavy means they are one of the combination, either ani or aini, atun or atin or una or ina. So either their combination or their double fatha. When it becomes light, there are four reasons it becomes light. And one of the reason we already saw, and we're going to see again today, the partly flexible words. They cannot have double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma at the end. Okay, so they are light. And there are another three reasons that we're going to learn soon that we'll see that, a ism is light. Okay, and that's why when you read the Quran, you will not always find una, ina, ani, aini. Okay, you will say u, a, I, this kind of words. Okay, they become light because there is a reason for that. And inshallah, when you're doing the lessons, we'll very soon we'll know that why they are becoming light. Okay, and there'll be some clue, there's some indication. Okay, if you see this, then this means this is light, and we're gonna come to that very soon, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. So I think up to this point, we were here last week, and then I give you the exercise, and some of you have done that. If you haven't done it, please take the exercise, do the exercise so that you get the practice, okay? Because otherwise you'll be in the same level that you started, okay? You can't improve if you don't do the exercise, and it shouldn't take that long, maybe 10, 15 minutes. You should be able to do the exercise, inshallah ta'ala, okay? Now, we started the flexibility. This is another part of the status. We are still learning status. The status has two subsection, you can say, light and heavy, which we learn. Okay, that by default it heavy. Four reasons is become light. Okay, so and when it becomes light, this is what happens. The noon sound goes out, and the double becomes single. Okay, for flexibility is another property under, or you can say subtopic under status. Subtopic under status. Okay, usually, all the Arabic words, most of the Arabic words are fully flexible. Fully flexible means just like they are heavy, meaning they could be light, okay? But they are by default, they are flexible, meaning they have three different form: U sound, A sound, and E sound. Okay? Okay. And when I talk about flexibility, you don't have to worry about dual and the plural column. Flexibility only works on the singular column, so only the sound column. So combination, don't worry about with flexibility. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Flexibility works on the sound only. So flexibility means a word is fully flexible when it has all the three forms, meaning it can have own sound, an sound when it's nasab, or in sound when it's jar. Meaning a normal word from our chart. It could be a masculine or a feminine word, right? Muslimatun, muslimatan, muslimatin, okay? Because it has all three different sounds. So these are called fully flexible. And most of the words in the Quran, most of the ism in the Quran are fully flexible, okay? There are two more types of flexibility: partly flexible and non-flexible. Okay, so obviously by the English term you understand fully means it's completely flexible, meaning it has all the three sound. Partly means it can only have two sound. Non means it only have one sound. Okay, so it's very simple to understand by the title itself, right? Now the partly flexible word are the lowest in number, you can say. Lowest in number. There are actually more non-flexible word, and we're going to talk about it soon. But partly flexible word is not too many, not too many. And that's why the partly flexible word we can divide in two groups. Okay, in two groups. They could be name of places, okay, in the Quran, some name of the places, okay, or it could be some non-Arab names. Okay, the names that are not Arabic name. Okay, that are names from ancient time. Okay, not from the Arabic area. Okay, so those names and those places, okay, or name of the places, they are partly flexible. Now, when a word become partly flexible, or not become, like when a word is partly flexible, two things it cannot have. Number one, it is always light. You cannot put double fatha, double kasra or double dhamma on a partly flexible at all. Okay, that's number one thing. It cannot have it. Okay, also they cannot have the e sound. So first of all, they cannot have any double sound, and even in the single sound, they can only have u and a. E is not possible. E at the last letter, at the last haraka cannot be E for partly flexible words. Okay, that is the rule. That's why they are called partly flexible. Non-fully flexible can have all three sounds: U, A, E, or un, an, in. Okay, partly flexible, first of all, they cannot have any tanween, any double sound. That's number one. Okay, number two, they can have single sound, but what? How many single sound? Only two: U and A. Now, the problem with U and A, U is our Rafa. According to our chart, U is Rafa. And for partly flexible also, this is true. When you have a word with U sound, and that word is a partly flexible, it's Rafa. For Nasab is A, and for Jar is also A. So that's where the problem comes. So the partly flexible, because normally, if it were not partly flexible, if it is a normal word, if it is a fully flexible word, according to our chart, it would have been U, A, and E. U for Rafa, A for Nasab, E for Jar. But because partly flexible cannot take E sound, meaning Kasra sound, Kasra Haraka, or Jer, whatever you call it, okay? That's why the Nasab and Jar is the same. So U is Rafa, Nasab and Jar, both is A. Okay, then how are you going to determine? We'll learn that, how you're going to determine. For now, you know, these are the two things that partly flexible words cannot do. They can never have tanween. Look at the screen now, okay? And they can never take kasra. They can never take kasra. Now, we said there are only few words, okay? Not even probably 50, okay? Not even 50, less than 50 maybe, and you don't have to memorize this word. Okay, you will know it anyway. So most of the names are like this. Okay, so don't worry that I have to memorize this word. No, when you read the Quran, and you know, and as we already telling that, you know, the name of places, when you read the ayah and you see the word Makkah there, okay, there's only three times, two times Makkah is mentioned, you know, in the whole Quran. Okay, and one time they mentioned the name Makkah is mentioned as Bakka. Okay, so this is three times you can say. Yasrib. Yasrib is also the previous name, the or name before Prophet migrated to the Medina. Yasrib is the name. It mentioned only once or twice in the Quran also. Okay, so these are the names of the places. Okay, Egypt. This is the only current city, as you can see, like, you know, in our normal world, like, we know where is Egypt, right? Misr, in Bangla we call Misr. Okay, so that word is mentioned twice or thrice in the Quran. Okay, other than that, there's not too many name of the places anyway. Okay, now for the names of the people, there are prophets' name. There are some names, they are evil people, okay, and there are some neutral name as well, okay. And most of those names, okay, are partly flexible. Among the names, among all the names, there are some names they are fully flexible because they're Arabic names, okay, and there are actually five of them, five names, and I'm going to show you on the screen, okay. Let's go and look at that. So these are the four names, and there's a fifth one I'm going to tell you soon. These are the four prophets' name. They are Arab prophets, meaning their name is Arabic name, and they are fully flexible. Muhammadun sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Shoaib, Saleh, and Hud. These three, these four prophet, you know, may Allah have peace and blessings on all of them. They are fully flexible words. So meaning the word Muhammadun can be Muhammadun when it is Rafa, when it is Nasab, it's Muhammadan, and when it is Jar, is Muhammadin. Same thing for Shoaib. Shoaibun, Shoaiban, Shoaibin. Solehun, Solehan, Solehin. Hudun, Hudan, Hudin. Okay, so these four names are fully flexible, just like the words in our chart in the singular column, like Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, just like that. Okay, there's one more name. The name is Zaid. Zaidun. Okay, Zaid is the name of a Sahaba. He is the only Sahaba mentioned by name in the Quran. Okay, in Surah Al-Ahzab. Okay, Zaid radiallahu anhu was the adopted son of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You probably know the story, okay, and who is he? And he was one of the most favorite and close person to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, and he passed away during the life. He became a shaheed in the Battle of Mu'tah, right? So his name, he's the only Sahaba whose name is mentioned by Zaid only once in Surah Al-Ahzab. Okay, and Zaid is an Arabic name. So Zaidun, Zaidan, and Zaidin. But because it's mentioned in the Quran only one time, and I think it is in Rafi status. If you look at that ayah, Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah number 37, I believe, yes. If you look at that ayah, you will find that word Zaidun, and it is in Rafi status, and that's the only time it's mentioned in the Quran. The name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioned 3 times in the Quran, and one time the name Ahmed is mentioned. Now, the word Ahmed is also Arabic, okay, but there are some grammatical debate on that, okay, but it is only mentioned once, okay, in Surah As-Saf, okay, Surah As-Saf, okay, and it is, I believe, it is in Nasab status, so it's a sound there, okay, but it, as I said, there is some grammatical opinion on that if there is a fully flexible or not. But we take it as a fully flexible because it's the same name of our Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it's like Muhammad has 3 times and Ahmed has 1 time. Okay, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, and obviously Shoaib, Saleh, Hud is mentioned few times here and there, but you will just remember this name Shoaib, Saleh, and Hud. They are fully flexible name, and they are Arab prophets. Okay, now. But there are other people mentioned also in the Quran, other prophets. So in total, there are 25 prophets named in the Quran, right? So we only talked about 4 prophets and 1 Sahaba. What about the other prophets? Now, in the other prophet, those are all non-Arabic name, okay? Because we had like a conception, any prophet mentioned in the Quran, or everybody's from Arab. No, not everybody's from Arab. Different land, okay, near the Arab area, and they came long time before Arab. Okay, so none of the names, like Adam alayhi salam, he cannot be an Arabic person, right? He's the first person in the world, right? So the Adam alayhi salam, Nuh, okay, you can say Dawood, Ibrahim, Suleiman, okay, all these are, most of them are partly flexible. Some of them, some of them although they are non-Arabic name, but they are exception. These three, these two, sorry, my mistake. These two, Lut and Nuh, Lut alayhi salam and Nuh alayhi salam, they were non-Arabic names. They are non-Arabic names, and they are supposed to be partly flexible, but they are not. They are not. They are exception. They are fully flexible, like this prophet. So Lutun, Lutan, and Lutin is possible. Nuhun, Nuhan, and Nuhin is possible. Okay, so these two prophets, they are fully flexible, but they are not Arab. They are exceptional case. Okay, their names are non-Arab names. So Nuh is not an Arabic name. Lut is not an Arabic name. So because according to our definition, if it is a non-Arabic name, it should be partly flexible. But because there are 3 letters word and there's some grammatical explanation behind that, these two are exception. So you can actually include these 2 prophets with this 6 prophet, with these 4 prophets. So total we become 6 prophets who are fully flexible name. The words are fully flexible, and plus the word that is Zaid. There's one place in the Quran, this place, Aden. Okay, in English we call Eden. Eden Garden, right? Eden Garden is the stadium in big cricket stadium in Calcutta, right? There's a lot of big cricket matches happen there. Eden Garden, they call it, right? And there's a lot of places, even in Australia and in Canada, named Eden. Okay, so Eden actually this is the same word, Aden. It's come from this Arabic word. Okay, this word actually name of a place. Aden is a name in a special garden of Jannah. Okay, so it's like one of the top place in Jannah, you can say that way. Okay, so this one also should be partly flexible. It should not have E sound. It should be partly flexible, but this is an exception. Although it's a name of a place, but it is fully flexible. So ad nun, ad nan, and ad nin. All 3 is possible. And that's a lot of people name as Adnan. Okay, it's come from the same one, Adnan. Okay. Okay, so Lut, Nu, and Aden. Aden is a name of a place, not a name of a prophet. Okay, so these 3 are exception. They are non-Arabic names and name of a place, but they still consider as fully flexible. Okay, so what you're seeing in the screen now, name of the 6 prophet, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Shoaib, Saleh, Hud, Lut, and Nu. So these 4 prophets, and Aden is there. I didn't put the name Zaid here because it's only mentioned one time, but you'll remember that. Okay, who will forget? There's only one Sahaba mentioned by name in the Quran, so everybody should remember that, right? So he's also Arab prophet. Now, there are, other than these prophets, we have at least around 90, 18, 19 prophets and some other people who are not prophets. Their name also mentioned. Okay, those are mostly most of them, not all of them. Most of them are partly flexible. Okay, for example, the name Iblis. Okay, Iblis is Iblis. Who knows Iblis? Okay, so it's a name. Iblis. Shaitan is not a name. Shaitan is their type. Shaitan means their shaitan means they're kind of jinn. Okay, the shaitan is the whole group. Okay, when you say shaitan, in our regular Tamil, we say the shaitan means the big shaitan. But there are small shaitan has their own army. Okay, so that's called shaitan. But he has a name, Iblis. We all know the name Iblis, right? And Iblis is partly flexible. Okay, the word Iblis is partly flexible. Okay, just like Pharaoh, the name Pharaoh is also partly flexible. These are all people who are not very negative people, right? There's also another name. It's called Haman. Okay, so that name is also a name that is a partly flexible word because these are not Arabic names. Okay, these are from ancient time. Okay, the fourth one is Karan. Okay, and as I said, you don't have to remember this. You just remember the concept. Okay, it's not, nobody's going to ask you how many names is partly flexible because you'll know that. Okay, so most of those names, for example, a name that is not a prophet name and that is not an evil name is Maryam. So Maryam is not a prophet, but Maryam is again a partly flexible word. So Mariamu, U sound is possible and A sound is possible. You will never find Mariami. Okay, there's no word called Mariami. Okay, it cannot have E sound. Okay, Ibrahim is just like that. Okay, Yusuf is just like that. So many prophets. Okay, some prophets, in fact, four prophets, they are non-flexible. So what is non-flexible means? Non-flexible means they don't change at all. They have no changing at the end. They are Rafa, they are Nasab, and they are Jar all the same. They don't have any oo, ah, e sound. They have only one sound. Whatever they say, whatever they look like, that's what they it is. So they don't change. And there are four prophets names like this: Musa, Isa, okay, and Zakaria and Yahya. Okay. Okay, it's very easy to remember because Zakaria and Yahya, Zakaria's son is Yahya. Okay. And Yahya and Isa is related because they're cousins, right? So these three are same, and the Musa is the most famous prophet, in the Quran because he's been mentioned 136 times in the Quran, right? So these four prophets, they are non-flexible, meaning their Rafa Nasab Jar is the same. Okay. And if you see in the screen the spelling of Musa and Isa, you see there is a special letter at the end. This letter looks like a ya but without the dot. This is called Alif Maksura. Alif Maksura. It looks like a ya without any dot. Okay. So the word Musa actually has four letters: Mim, Wa, Sin, and Alif Maksura. Isa also has three letters: Ain, Ya, Sin, and Alif Maksura. If any word, most in general speaking, has this Alif Maksura at the end, okay, then that's a non-flexible. Alif Maksura is an indication that it could be a non-flexible word. Also, there are some words which is not name, okay, they're like normal word, and we're gonna deal with this word in coming weeks. So for example, the word haza means this, this, like this is a book, haza. Okay, there are some words that ends with an alif, that it's like a left alone alif at the end. Okay, so these words are also non-flexible. These words are ism, but they're non, meaning their rafa, nasab, and jar is the same. They have no u, a, e sound. They have whatever they are, they stay as it is. Okay, so haza is one of them, and there are many more non-flexible word, not the prophet's name. Prophet's name only four: Musa, Isa, Zakaria, Yahya. Okay, but there are other words that ends with alif maksura or ends with an alif, and they are non-flexible. Some of those words are coming in our next lessons. For example, when you're going to talk about gender, we're going to see a group, and we have to memorize few of them. Okay, few of them. Okay, and then we'll talk about something called ism mausul. Okay, a special kind of ism, and that one also has alif maksura. They are non-flexible. So some of the non-flexible words we have to memorize, but not now, not today. When the time comes, I will tell you, I'll give you the list and you have to memorize non-flexible words. Okay. And you will know You will memorize for a different reason. You have to memorize for a different reason, but at the same time, you will remember that they are non-flexible words. Okay, so this is our lesson today. Actually, I know we have half an hour, but we're going to do a lot of exercise today, inshallah ta'ala. So let's summarize again what we have done today. So we started with the 4 properties of an ism, and we are still doing the property number 1, which is status. The first thing about status, we know the status can have 3 types things. Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. Rafa is the doer, Nasab is the detail, and Jar is something that comes after of. Jar is something that comes after of the word. Okay, like Book of Allah. Okay, House of Abdullah. Okay, our house, their pen. Okay, Karim's bicycle. Okay, all this kind of the word that comes after of. Okay, then how to determine status in Arabic? We learn a chart. It's called Muslim chart that has a masculine version, a feminine version, a light version, and a heavy version. What does the chart taught us? The chart told us that we have 3 columns, singular, dual, and plural. And for dual and plural, we have some combination. Okay, what are the combinations? We have ani and aini, una and ina, and tani and tiny, atun and atin. These are the 4 and 4, 8 combination we have for the dual and plural column. For singular column, we have sound u, a, e, or un and e. U, a, e for light, un and e for heavy. Okay, that's what we learned so far. Then we had to learn one extra thing that is called flexibility. So some of the ism, okay, because they have some characteristic, they are called partly flexible. And what are these partly flexibles? They are basically name of places or non-Arabic names, non-Arabic names. And as I mentioned, most of the name in the Quran, a big bunch of them is now. If you can actually, if you after the lesson, you can actually Google in Wikipedia. You can just say, proper names in mentioned in Quran. So you will get all the names mentioned in Quran. For example, Quran mentioned the name Luqman. Luqman is not a prophet. Some scholars say he's a prophet, but he says a wise man. The majority of it, Luqman is not a prophet. Okay, but he's a good person. He's giving advice, right? He's a wise person. Allah praised him a lot. Okay, so his name is a non-Arab name. So he's again partly flexible. There's a name called Ajar. Ajar. Who's Ajar? Anyone know who's Ajar in Quran? Anyone? Who's Ajar in Quran?
Father of Ibrahim alayhi
Yes,
salam.
very good, very good. Yes, father of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Okay, some Mufassir, some scholars say he could be the uncle of Ibrahim alayhi salam, but majority opinion is the father. Okay, he's mentioned in Surah Al-Anam. Okay, so he's another non-flexible name. Sorry, partly flexible name. Okay, because these are non-Arab names. The people who are evil people, as I said, Pharaoh, his minister Haman, his another friend Karun. Okay, all this name. Okay, there are some names. They are actually not named; they're title. Okay, for example, and we're going to talk about this later, Zulkarnain. It's not a name. Zulkarnain means, the holder or the possessor of the 2 horn. Karnain is the horn. Okay. So, and we're going to talk about Zulkarnain, the word Zulkarnain later. Okay. It's coming soon. Okay. But this is a title. This is not his name. Nobody know what his real name was. Okay. It's a title. Okay. So there are other names. For example, there's a name in the Quran. As I said, Maryam is an example. Okay, so mentioned many many times. There's another name called Samiri. Samiri. Okay, and Samiri. Do you know who is Samiri? Anyone know who is Samiri in the Quran? Have you heard this name in the Quran? It's mentioned 3 times. Who is Samiri? Nobody knows.
No, we don't know.
It is the guy in the time of Musa alayhi salam. When Musa alayhi salam went to the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 40 nights, he's the one give the idea to make a calf out of the gold. And they start worshipping the calf, the small golden cow, right? So if you read Surah Taha, ayah number, I think 85, 87, and 95. Yeah, these are the 3 places. Musa talks to Samiri. Oh, Samiri, why did you have this idea? Why did you give them the idea to worship a calf? Okay, so he's the guy. So he's a bad guy. Okay, so he's also partly flexible. Okay, so most of the names are partly flexible. There are some names are non-flexible, like, and as I said, Musa, Isa, Zakaria, Yahya. And if you look at the spelling of Musa, Isa, Zakaria, Yahya, Musa Isa has alif maksura at the end. Zakaria and Yahya at the end, they have a alif, like a normal alif. That's why it's saying in the, if you read the screen now, these are words like Haza, Musa, these words, Rafa Nasr, but they will always look the same, regardless of which is the. Usually words ending in alif maksura or alif are non-flexible, okay, are non-flexible, usually, not all the time, usually, okay. So what is flexibility means then? That, partly flexible, we have a U sound for Rafa. Nasab and Jar, they are both A sound. Why? Because partly flexible cannot take E sound. And partly flexible word is always, always, always light. They cannot have double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma. So you can never say Ibrahimun, Daudun. No, it's not possible. Okay, it's not there. Okay, they are partly flexible. So partly flexible cannot have double sound and cannot have kasra. Okay, now tell me one thing. If I say a sentence, I would say English sentence, you tell me, okay, we're going to do some other exercise, but before that, I just want to just ask you if you can answer. If I say, for example, someone's name is Shoaib, there's a lot of brothers' name is Shoaib, right? And we know Shoaib is a fully flexible word. So if I say, I went to the house of Shoaib, I went to the house of Shoaib. So what will be the word in Arabic? Is it going to be Shoaibun, Shoaiban, or
So
Shoaibi?
B.
Yeah,
So
Shoaibin.
B.
Yeah, Shoaibi. Yeah, it will be Shoaibi because and Shoaib as well. But if I say the same thing, I went to the house of Isa, then is it gonna be Isu, Isa, Isi,
Isa.
Isa? It's no change, no change. Okay, no change at all. For example, if I say I gave Ibrahim $10, or I gave $10 to Ibrahim. Okay, something like this. Okay, or make it more easier. I helped Ibrahim. What will be the word Ibrahim here? Is it going to be Ibrahimu, Ibrahima, or Ibrahimi? I helped
Ibrahima.
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 What is the
What?
status of the word? What is the status of the
Nasab.
word?
Nasab.
Nasr. Nasr. Very good. Okay. But if I say the same thing, I went to the house of Ibrahim, then what
Jar.
will be the word? Yes, Jar. But what will be the word? Ibrahimu, Ibrahim, or
Isa ba.
Ibrahim?
Isa Abba.
Ibrahimi.
Yeah, ba, Ibrahim, ba. Although this is jar, it will be Ibrahima. Because why? Because we know
So
Ibrahim is a
partly
partly
flexible.
flexible and it is not possible to take kasra at the end. Okay. Same with Yusuf. The name Yusuf is also mentioned a lot of time in the Surah Al-Yusuf. Okay. Yunus, Ilyas. Okay. So there's a lot of things here. About the word Ilyas, Ilyas has been mentioned only twice in the Quran. Okay. I think twice or maybe thrice. Okay. And there was a special rule in Arabic. It's very advanced, but you need to know. So you will see Allah it's in Suratul, what's the name of the surah? Suratul Shu'ara. Suratul Shu'ara, surah number 26. Okay. In that surah, Allah mentioned the story of different prophets in the same way. Okay. Allah talk about Nuh, Allah talk about Lut, Allah talk about Hud. Okay. And then also a lot of prophets is mentioned, like Suratul Shu'ara. Okay. In there, Allah mentioned the name of Elias. And one of the ayah, when Allah talk about Elias toward the end, Allah say Eliasin. Like Allah added ina at the end. Like the chart una ina, Allah added ina. But we know ina means plural. So, and there's only one Elias. Why did Allah add a ina with that? That is, Arabic has a special way to maintain the rhythm. So to maintain the rhythm, you can add it. It is possible. So in one place, Allah, some of the people, they're called Orientalists, okay? So they try to, all their life, they study, they're non-Muslim, okay? And they try to find faults in the Quran, the grammatical faults. Okay, so for them it was like, oh, this is possible. This is a mistake in the Quran, but it's not a mistake, And how are you going to prove it? Because if you read the Arabic poetry, ancient Arabic poetry, and other literature, you find that kind of is possible. Okay, but for us, I'm just mentioning it because if you ever find, or if you ever reciting that surah, you may have a question. Okay, why Ilyas is in plural? Okay, that is a very very exceptional case. Okay, so other than that, Alhamdulillah, I think we understand the flexibility. So now we're going to do some exercise on the screen. So I'm going to maybe let's try give chance to everyone. So we have maybe 8 or 9 brothers and sisters today, inshallah. So let's try to give them, everyone has chance. I will probably call your name and you can tell me what is the status of this word. And also I'm going to give you exercise again in Google form to do it in the next week. And with flexibility, actually, we kind of finish our status. So the first property of the ism It took 4 weeks of us. Alhamdulillah, we finished it. So status meanings, the chart. The main important thing is the chart, where you know what is singular, what is dual, what is plural, and how does the sound, and how does the combination sound in for the heavy chart and for the light chart, for the masculine chart and for the feminine chart. This is the most important thing. Then we talked about light and heavy, which is very easy. Take the noon sound out, make the double fatha kasra, singular, then become light. And then we talked about the flexibility. And then this is the end of, you can say, the status. Inshallah, next week we're going to start our next property of the ism, which is gender. Maybe inshallah we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's look at some exercise now. Okay, so let's maybe, okay, so I have brother Abdullah, the first name. So brother Abdullah Mahmoud, if you just can tell me this word, first tell me, is it light or a heavy word?
It's a heavy word
Heavy word. Why?
because it has tanween at the end.
Very good. Okay. What is the status of this word? So, okay. So because it's heavy, so obviously we don't have to worry about partly flexible, fully flexible. It's a normal heavy word, right? So what is the status of
Yes,
this word? Is it Rafa, Nasab, or Jar?
it is rafa
Rafa. Why?
because the matan.
Dhammatan. Yes. So it's un sound. Un sound. Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Okay, the
Welcome.
next brother I can see is brother Musaddiq, that is Mahir Hussain, I think the name. So brother Musaddiq, you tell me this one. Al Mutanafisuna.
What? This is irrelevant.
This this is irrelevant because of al.
Oh,
Okay, is it a singular, plural, dual, rafa, nasab, jar? What is it?
it's una. Uh,
Mhm. So is it a masculine word or a feminine word?
Masculine.
Masculine. So it's from the masculine chart, right? And
Yeah.
where is una in the chart? Is it singular, dual, plural? Which column?
Plural.
Plural. Which row? Rafa row, nasab row, or jar row?
Nasab and jar.
No. Rafa. Nasab and jar is ina.
Ina.
Una
Sorry.
is Rafa and jar. Okay, so okay. Al mutanafisuna. Okay. So that is one. And obviously this is irrelevant, it's on light or heavy, but this is a masculine word, plural masculine Rafa. Plural masculine Rafa. Okay. If anyone else has any doubt or question, please you can unmute and ask. Okay. Next brother is, I think, brother Mizan. Brother Mizan, can you tell me about this word, Sadiqani? Sadiqani. First thing I wanted to know, is it a light word or a heavy word?
It's a light word.
Sure?
Sodikani, because there's no al, there is no tanwin. That's
No, but
thinking.
whenever I give you a word, what you should see first, you should look at the combination. Is there any
Oh,
combination in this word? The ending combination? Yeah, ani.
Yes,
So
there's
that
a
means it's a
combination.
heavy word
Heavy word,
because,
yes.
okay. And now if it is an ani, is it masculine or feminine?
That's mm, ani, masculine.
Masculine, yes.
Yep.
Singular column, dual column, or plural column? The combination ani.
It's dual column.
Dual column. Which row? Rafa, Nasab, or Jar? Muslimani, Sadiqani. So Muslimani
Sadiqani.
was
Muslimani was Muslimani was Nasr, right?
no Rafa.
Mm.
Rafa. Ani is
Rafa.
Rafa.
Oh, Muslimani,
Aini,
sorry.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Mani.
Aini is Nasab and Jar.
No, sorry,
Okay.
Mani, yes, at the top
Yes.
one. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this word is heavy word. Okay. Just
Heavy.
because it doesn't have tanween, you have to look for combination. So it is a word from our chart, which is like Muslimani word, Sadiqani, and it is Rafa. It is Rafa and it is a masculine chart, as the brother says, masculine chart. Okay. Thank you, brother. Okay, but look at the keep the chart in your mind. Okay, so so that you don't forget, inshallah. Next one is brother Munir thing. So this one, Al Mauti, is it a light or heavy word, brother? My first question.
Mouth, it's light.
No, brother.
It's actually my first class trying to catch up.
Oh, okay, okay. So Al
I
Mauti,
missed the first class.
because of al, when there is a al at the beginning, it is
Yep.
not light, it is not heavy, it's irrelevant. Okay, it's
Irrelevant.
irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, so the next question is that is this word has any combination at the end from the chart, like ani, una, or any kind of combination? Do you see that?
It's the ani.
No,
It's
there's no
jar
it is jari. You're right, it's jar, but it is not a combination jar. It's a sound jar, so it's a
sound
singular
jar.
word. Okay, because there's no
Okay.
alif or anything, so it's like a normal singular word, and it is in jar itself. And mouth means mouth, like death,
Mouth. Okay.
mitu.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the what it is. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, because it's first class, so just inshallah
Yeah, I
try to
need to
keep up.
go through the previous ones,
Yes,
inshallah.
yes. And as I said, if you need any assistant, let us know, inshallah. Okay, let me know, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay, next one is I think uh, it's one of our sister Nargis. If you can tell me this one, Adamu. This is the name of Prophet Adam. Okay, so
Yes.
my question is this heavy or light?
Adamu.
It's the name of a
No,
prophet.
it's light.
Light. Why?
Light. There is no tanween.
That's one reason, but what's the real reason?
Oh, this is this is Arab name.
Yeah, non-Arab names. Non-Arab
No,
names.
no,
So non-Arab, not Arab names. Okay, non-Arab name. That's why
non-Arab.
it's partly flexible. It's partly flexible, and partly flexible is always light. So the simple is that
Light.
partly flexible is always light. Now tell me the status of this word. Is it Rafa, Nasab, or Jar?
It's Rafa.
It's Rafa. Simple. It's easy because Adamu. Adamu. Okay. What will be the Nasab
Yeah.
for this word?
Adama.
Okay. And what will be the Jar for this word?
Adama.
Very good. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Okay. And next one is sister Rizwana. If you can answer this one. Mukhlisina. Mukhlisina. Is it a heavy word or a light word?
A heavy word
Heavy word. Okay,
or
very good.
combination, ending combination.
Very good. Yes, it's the ending combination. And is it from which chart? Masculine or feminine chart?
Of masculine.
Masculine chart. And is it Nasab or Jar or Rafa?
Okay. Nasab. Wait. Just 1 second.
What is the combination here?
Okay,
Ina,
it's
right?
Nasab or jar, both.
Yes, Nasab or Jar, both. That is the right answer. Nasab or Jar. Okay.
Yeah.
Either Nasab or Jar. We
Or
don't know
jar.
that yet. Okay. But Ina, if you look at the chart, if you go back to the chart now, if you see that in a Muslim, that's why the chart is so important. Ina is masculine, as the sister says, that is right, masculine. It's in the plural column, the third column. And it's Ina, it could be Nasab, it could be Jar, because Ina works for both. How it is Nasab or Jar, we'll find it later. Which one of this? That is not our headache now. Inshallah, we'll find it later soon. Okay. Thank you, sister. Okay, next one. We have another brother called Brother Salman. Brother Salman, this is the word Qur'ana. Okay, Qur'ana. Is this word a heavy or a light word?
It's a light word.
Light word. Very good. Is the word Rafa, Nasab, or Jar?
Quran. So O-R-E. So it's a nasab.
Nasab. Very good. Very nice. It's not okay. Although this is the most popular word because Quran. That's what we're learning, right? Although you can see alif and noon, I mentioned it before last week. This is part of the spelling. The last letter alif and noon, they are not ani. They are not sodikani. The word that we talked about, the third word sodikani, that also has a alif and a noon. After qaf, there's a alif and a noon. This one also has alif and a noon. But this is not the combination ani. This is a part of the spelling. Like, Numan has un at the end. Suleiman, like the part of the so Quran is so the brother, you're 100% right that this is a light word. The heavy will be Quranan. Okay, heavy Rafa will be Quranun. Heavy Jar will be Quranin, and the light is Qurana, Quranu, and Qurani. Okay, so that is fine. Thank you, brother. Okay, the next, I think we can ask, I think we have another sister, maybe, I don't know, Tanzima, I think, the sister, if you can just answer this one. Rasulin. Is this word a heavy word or a light word?
It's a heavy word.
Heavy word. Okay, very good. How do you know, sister? Can you explain to us? How do you know it's heavy?
At last we say Tanveen.
Tanveen. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, is this word a Rafa, Nasab, or Jar?
It's Rafa.
No, sister.
Sorry, Jar.
Jar. Yes, yes. Rafa. What will be the Rafa? What will be the Rafa sound like?
Rasulun.
Rasulun. And Nasab?
Rasulan.
Rasulan. Very good. So Rasulin is Jar. Rasulin is Jar. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Very good. Okay. So I think all of you has answered, but we have more. So now it's open field. So anybody can unmute and answer this one. So, for example, Qariyatin. Qariyatin. Any brother or any sister, whoever wants to answer it. Is it heavy?
Female, heavy.
Heavy.
Female. Yeah.
Heavy.
Okay. Good. Good. Female heavy. Nasab.
Atin.
Is it
Jar.
Jar?
Status.
Is it singular, dual, or plural?
Singular muannas.
Singular.
Singular.
Singular
Yes.
jar.
Singular jar. Okay. Now, how do you know it's feminine? What gives the indication that it's a feminine word?
Last word ta.
Last word.
Tamarbuta.
Tamarbuta. Okay. Okay. Anyone knows what Qariyatin means?
Kache. I mean nearest.
No, that is Karib. Qariyatin means town. Yes, town.
Town.
You know, like it's a small town, so it's like, town. Qariyatin means town. And it is singular here. But actually it's plural, but we're going to talk about it later. So, as I said, in Arabic, every word has a gender, masculine or feminine. The easiest way to know gender, like feminine ones, is a tamarbuta. There are other feminine, and inshallah next week or maybe the week after, we're going to talk about more gender and we'll know about that. Okay. But yes, definitely it is feminine, it is heavy, it is jar, and it is singular. Okay, all are correct. Okay, al-kitabi. I think this word was on in the exercise, so anyone can answer that. Is it a light or heavy?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Is it rafa, nasab, or jar?
Jar.
Jar, because it's kitabi. Okay, and it is not from combination. Okay, haqqi. I think this is also in our exercise. So this is again light and jar. I think these are the ones I think from the exercise. Let me just check. Yeah. Okay, this one. Marafiki. Marafiki. Is it light or heavy
Light.
word?
Light.
Light word. Is this word singular, plural, or dual?
Singular.
Singular, yes. There's no indication of
And
plural or dual at the moment, right? Because there's no una, ina, atuna, tin, nothing. So it's very good, singular, okay? And it is jar because E sound.
jar status.
Okay. Brothers, if you don't understand any of this, please unmute and say, brother, explain again. Okay, then we'll go again. Okay. Al-Qa'baini.
It's irrelevant.
Nasab or jar. Al is
Okay.
irrelevant.
Okay, irrelevant first. Good question. And Nasab and jar is also right. But is it singular, dual, or plural?
Dual.
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 Okay. Everybody okay with that? Everybody said dual?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's dual. Good. Very good. Okay. And is it Rafa, Nasab, and jar again?
Nasab and jar.
Nasab jar.
Nasab or jar.
Or
It's
jar.
Aini. Yeah, Nasab or jar. Yeah. So Aini. Okay. Kal baini. Okay. Okay. So Marafiki means actually it means elbow, your elbow, and kalbaini means ankles. Okay, ankles. Okay. Because in the Quran, Allah mentioned a lot of body parts in the Quran. And we have a lesson on that when you're gonna do next week, inshallah. We're gonna talk about some of the body parts and we need to actually remember those. Okay, so that there are a lot of body parts are mentioned in the Quran. Eyes are mentioned, nose is mentioned, ears is mentioned, the ayah that talks about the udu, how to do udu, that mentioned that you have to wash your hand up to the elbow, right? And wash your feet up to the ankle. So these are the words there, okay? And we're going to talk about these words again, inshallah, in a separate lesson next week, inshallah. Okay, this word safarin, very easy. Safarin, is it
singular
and heavy? Okay, and safarin means
suffer.
Safar, journey, travel. Okay. This one, Haruna. This is the name Harun. Okay. So is this word a light or heavy? That's my first question. Just like Adamu, same thing. Haruna,
Light.
light. And what is the status of this word?
Nasab or jar.
Nasab or jar. Excellent answer. Excellent. Very good. MashaAllah. Okay. This is a tricky one, but let's see if anyone can answer. Hudan. Hudan means guidance. Okay. Mhm. Yes, it is non-flexible. So although it has tanveen, right? Hudan, but that's not the last letter. Usually tanveen always goes into the last letter. Any Arabic word, usually the tanveen is always in the last word. You can't have tanveen in the middle. Okay. But because the last letter is a weak letter, it's called alif maksura. Okay. They are not like full letter. They're not powerful letter. Okay. That's why it's in the middle. But because of the alif maksura, it is non-flexible. Meaning what? If I ask you what is the status, the status of this word is either rafa, either nasab, or either jar. Okay, it could be any three of these. It's a candidate for all three of these. Rafa, nasab, or jar. Okay, hudan. Okay. Now, if you ask it's a heavy word or light word, then there's a debate. Debate means, grammatical, some grammators say because of the tanween, they ignore the weak letter, they say it's a heavy word because by default it's heavy. Okay. But some people say no, it's because partly flexible has to be, light. Non-flexible doesn't always have to be light. Okay. It doesn't have to be light all the time. Okay. So it is light or heavy. There are both sides opinions, but majority opinion says, it's heavy. Okay. But, just like we have opinions in fiqh issues, we have different fiqh, like, Hanafi, Shafi, Hanbali, Madhab, okay. But they're all correct at the end of the day. So just like that in grammar also, there are different opinions and some of the matters. Okay. But because of alif maksura, it is non-flexible. It could be rafa, it could be nasr, it could be jar. And I'm telling you, all the brothers and sisters, this will come into the exam and someone will make mistake. Someone will say this is nasab because of hudan. Okay, please don't do that mistake. Okay, every year it happens. Okay, please make some exception this year, inshallah. Okay, zulumatin. So the first question is a heavy. Okay, good. It is singular, dual, or plural?
Singular.
Plural.
Why someone said singular before, right? No, it's not singular. It is plural. Why plural? Brother Musaddaq, why is plural? Atin, yeah. Always look for the combination. This is another common thing because you looked at the tin, the ta and the two kasra. Oh, it's jar and it's singular. No, always look for. So always you have to in here is okay. If any word, let's check if I have those combination. Ani, aini, atun, atin. If they're there, then they're dual or plural. So it is there. Zulumatin is plural, and it could be nasab or jar. It's not only jar because atin could be nasab or jar, right? Atin could be nasab or jar. Okay, I think we are end of our time, but I'm going to quickly do this. This is a difficult one, but I want to see who can answer this. Uzunai, is it rafa, nasab, or jar?
Uzunai, there is a noon, it's taken off, so it's light.
Nasab or jar.
Nasab or jar, yes, nasab or jar. Other brothers and sisters, do you understand? Uzunai was uzunaini. It was aini. Okay, uzunai was uzunai, like kalbaini. Look at the word next to it. Al kalbaini. It was just like that uzunaini, but we made it light. So when it is light, noon goes away. So there was a noon here after uzunai. There was a noon here, uzunaini, but it became light. I gave the light word here. Okay, but it still is like kalbaini. It is dual, and uzunai is the dual I or naini or aini is nasab or jar. Okay, uzunai means ear. Uzun means ear. Okay, so uzunai means 2 years. Okay, so uzunai again. So please, this is a tricky one, but remember this is light. Okay, so that's why you have to go to the chart, look at the heavy and the light chart. Okay, let's quickly do the next one. This is easy, kalbaini, just like al-ka'baini. So this is also dual. I'm just going to quickly go through this. Sayyiratun, Is it a masculine word or a feminine word?
In Tamarbuta,
Feminine.
Feminine word, yeah. Okay. Is
Feminine.
it singular, dual, or plural?
singular.
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 Singular, yeah. Because there's no
Rafa.
combination. There's no atun. There's no alif before that. It's a normal tamarbuta, right? So this is singular and it's rafa. Okay. Bushra.
Good news.
Bushra. Is it rafa nasab or jar?
Nasab.
It could be
Non-flexible.
Nasab.
Yes, non-flexible. That means either rafa
Rafa
or
or
nasab
jar.
or jar. Just like hudan. Just like hudan, okay? So a lot of sisters' name is Bushra, like Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Muslim sisters. So they, I mean, they probably don't know, but they have alif maksud at the end, okay? So that's why it is non-flexible. Bushra means good news, but this word is non-flexible, okay? Okay. So and this is could be rafa, could be nasab or jar, because just like hudan, just like the word hudan, okay? An-nasi, very easy. Which status? Rafa, nasab or jar?
It's okay. Nasi.
Jar.
Jar. Good.
Jar.
Okay. The word Allahi.
Jar.
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 Yes. Jar, yes. Yeah. Okay. And whenever we talked about the word Allah, because the word Allah is mentioned many, many times in the Quran, we never say Allah is jar. Okay. We shouldn't say that. We say the word Allah is jar. The word Allah is Rafa. So you say that the word Allah. Okay. Because don't say that Allah is jar, Allah is Rafa. Okay. I mean, you say just a etiquette to not to say that. Yusufa. Yusufa is very simple, like Haruna. Again, it's not,
Non-Arab name.
yeah, non-Arab name, so partly
So
flexible. So this is either Nasab or Jar, Yusufa. Okay, Nasab or like Haruna. Okay, Yusufa. Okay, I think that's it for today, inshallah ta'ala. We are just 3 minutes over, so that's I think should be fine. And just want to check if we, all the brothers and sisters are okay with this timing, because I think it's better because people pray Isha at 7:30 most of the masjid. By the time they can also, I have Wednesday, I also have some work most of the Wednesday. So I get late to come back home. Is 9 p.m. okay for the Sydney time? Is that all good? Alhamdulillah. So we can keep it like this, inshallah, I think. Unless anybody has any severe issue, let's keep it like this, 9 o'clock, and it's 5 p.m. in I think in Bangladesh Dhaka time. So let's keep it like this next week for inshallah ta'ala. So please,
For me,
yes.
for me, the previous time is better.
Okay. Okay. Previous time. Okay. I will try inshallah next week. If not, then we'll see. Okay. Because because of some work issue is difficult, but I'll try inshallah. Okay. I
And
will.
I have a confusion.
Yes.
In partly flexible.
Yes.
What is the difference between city and the place?
Yes. Yes. Okay. City and place. Okay. So the word city is, city means city. It's not. It's the, if I want to explain it in a different way. So what is the English word for shohor? Okay. Okay, or town. And what is the other synonym for town? City, right? So it could be anything, could be said. Dhaka is a city. Sydney is a city. Okay. New York is a city. But they have different names. Those are the names of the places. But city is the English word for town, or a similar word for town or shohor, whatever you want to call it, right? So that's and Medina means city. In Arabic, city actually, the Arabic word for city is Medina. Okay, it's Medina. So that's why the word Medina in the Quran, although when it's here Medina, we think it's the name of a place. It is a name of a place because the name of a place is a city. Okay, and it is the Medina of Rasulullah. But in fact, in grammatical language and in the meaning of the word, Medina means city, the word city. Okay, so even as I mentioned it before, that Allah talked about previous prophets and their stories, right? If you read Surah Yasin, very famous surah, right? Allah said that Allah sent two prophets first in a city, and Allah used the word Medina. That word Medina doesn't mean the Medina where Prophet ﷺ was there. We don't know where is this town is, but it's some cities, right? So city means Medina. It is not a name of a place. It is the word, Arabic word Medina is the word for city, the English word city. But the other names are names. Like example, Sydney is a name, Makkah is a name, Yasrib is a name. Okay, Mishr is a name. Okay, so those are names, but city is just a word. Yes, it's like a normal word. Okay, inshallah. So with this, inshallah, we close our session today, and inshallah, I'm gonna send you the